Welcome to the Wise Guy channel. Today, the Wise Guy will show you how to do a pond liner for creating a beautiful water feature. We're going to give you a sneak peek of what the Wise Guys are creating. Let's get started. Grab your popcorn and here we go. Please hit the like button and subscribe.
Side. Wise guy out. All right, let's get this underlayment in. Here's where we're going to start off at the spillway. What you're looking at is the base I made with some pavers. Everything is level. For this pile of blocks, after I install the liner guard and the 45 mil liner in this location, and we're going to show you how we do it. Just finished installing the underlayment guard. Doesn't look that professional because I got roofing tile and the blocks holding it down. The wind keeps coming up even though it's not blowing right now. Anyway, we're going to get on to putting this underlayment down. This stuff's 45 mil, really heavy. It should stay on the ground a lot better. All right, so the 45 mil Firestone underlayment's laid down. Man, the wind's been blowing it. That's why it looks all crazy with all the blocks. Everything will hold it down. It's pretty tight. We're going to have pretty much a fold right there. You can see it. No big deal. Anyway, let's get to these blocks. Start laying them for the spillway. We'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Check it out. That's going to be the 3-foot spillway. All right, the weather's crummy. We even got rained on. Just showed you that spillway. We need to get on the reservoir. All right, we got to get the liner on this side. This is going to be pretty much another fountain coming up from the middle. That box right there, we need to get that pipe going up that dirt pile into the box. And we're going to try to do it before it rains on us again. All right, guys, we got the pipe inside the vault. It's starting to rain. We'll keep on going until the ground starts getting a little messy. All right, guys, we got the pipe inside the vault. It's starting to rain. We'll keep on going until the ground starts getting a little messy. This gives you a better idea what the vault looks like with the pump. What you're looking at is a quick release fitting. Then all we got to do is cut a hose from the quick release to the water pump, and then we can fire up the waterfall, or better known as the 3-foot spillway. Naturally, the vault needs to be plumb and level. Next, what we got to do is remove everything, get the underguard down, and then put the 45 mil Firestone underlayment in. All right, it's time to dismantle this and get the liner in.
Okay, folks, the Wise Guy wants you to know he is about to lift that liner up and bring it to the pond. The liner is extremely heavy and unstable. It slips all around and moves. He's estimating the weight to be at least 160 pounds or 2 sacks of 80 pounds concrete. He's going to deadlift it. Not bad for an old dude.
This guy got a deadlift about 150 pounds. What do you think, you pond guys? 20 by 20, 45 mil. Feels like easily 2 sacks of the 80 concrete. What you're looking at is that Firestone 45 mil underlayment. Oh man, I forgot to show you the underlayment guard. Here's a little bit of it. Here, I'll show you on this side here a little more of the underlayment guard. That's where the vault or the pump housing is going to be placed. Anyway, it's like a felt material, kind of ensuring that if there's something down there that might be a little sharp, it won't puncture the liner. Anyway, let's get this liner stretched out and let the sun kind of heat it up so we could fit it in the concave shape of the reservoir. That's the 45 mil liner stretched out. It's getting warmed up in the sun to make it more pliable. Okay, where pretty much the vault is, the pretty much housing for the pump is where we're going to start off. That will be the hardest part, to pretty much sink the liner in, fold it all around the vault, keeping nice 90-degree corners without too many creases like this. All right, it's soft enough. Let's get in there, push that liner down and start folding it up like we would wrap up a box at Christmas. And if I fail to mention, do not cut this liner at this point. Let it overlap, whatever, okay? All right, we're about halfway done. Gave you that little bit of a jam. It's so urgent. Anyway, let's get back to it. Throwing the aqua blocks in. Aqua blocks are in. Now we're going to start backfilling. When we're done backfilling all these gaps all the way around the aqua blocks or the reservoir, will be tight. So yeah, finished up last night getting the pump in, dropping the liner and the aqua blocks. Okay, and this is what it looks like this morning. Okay, move the bridge.
The wise guy is going to give you a quick briefing on the pond while he's having a cup of coffee before he starts day 3 on the liner installation.
All right, what you're looking at is the second pump for the pond, and this is the mock-up. All right, today we got to get this outside and installed on top of the aqua box. All right, my coffee's done. Gave you a quick briefing. Let's get outside. We got a liner we're working on to finish the pond, even though it's working great, missing the River 45 mil Firestone liner. All right, let's get to work and get the liner in. All right, we're moving along. We got the water pretty much flowing in the reservoir area of the pond. All right, so we're done with the pump. Let's get on pretty much the river liner and get that ground covered. What you're looking at is the undergarment for the 45 mil Firestone pond liner. Anyway, let's get this installed. We'll show you what it looks like. All right, the wind's creating all kinds of havoc, but we got to weight it down with everything over here at the backyard project. Okay, we're on our last undergarment and 45 mil pond liner. Let's get it installed. All right, we just stuck in the last undergarment. Let's get that liner in. Liner is in. The last segment, letting the sun heat it up. Then we'll go ahead and form fit it. Do whatever trimming we have to do right here to lay it flat. All right, this is our first seam. See where the location is? By the spillway. Check it out how it overlaps. Kind of like a roofing tile. This will be our first seam. It probably wouldn't even leak, but we're going to seam it up anyway and make it watertight. All right, this is the location of our second seam. Man, we got a huge overlap. This baby's going to be watertight. We're seaming it up. And here's our last seam. Anyway, Let's let this thing sit in the sun, and then we'll tuck it all down. All right, guys, here we are now with the pond project. We're filling up the aqua block, or the reservoir. Right, we're about ready to test it. And what we're referring to is if our calculations is correct on how many aqua blocks we installed. So we're going to fill it up. The water level to about right here. Then we're going to flip the switch on with you guys. And we'll see how we do. What I'm referring to is the calculation and the design of this water feature in the backyard project. Let's go ahead and walk in the river. Okay. This is, like I said, this will be a test run, but if we're successful, here's the 3-foot spillway. I'll show you the back side. Okay, we got a flush valve. We got an off and on valve so we can regulate the water flow. If our calculations were correct on how many aqua blocks we needed, or what we were creating for a water reservoir, when we turn off the pond, it will not overflow. What I'm referring to about overflow is when we shut off the 3-foot spillway or waterfall, whatever remaining water at that moment is going to come down the river, end up in the reservoir, and we don't want it overflowing the bank. With you guys, and we'll see how we did. If all goes well today, what will happen is these light switches will be replaced with automatic timers turning on the pond and fountains at daybreak and shutting off probably around midnight every day, making it self-efficient. All right, since I'm waiting for the water to fill up in the aqua blocks or the reservoir, I want to show you the seaming. Okay, so we seamed it here. We only did 2/3 of it just to play it safe. We have a seam right here. This is all Firestone 45 mil liner. Okay, so I didn't bother seaming it right here, but we will if we're successful. Whatever has to happen, remember, this is a test run. Okay, if everything goes good, there's no leaks, this and that, and if there is a leak, hey, as I'm showing you in real time in the video, no big deal, we'll go ahead and fix it. This is all about testing what we designed on paper. All right, well, if we're successful, then pretty much after the test, we'll seam this up, then we'll bring in the river rock, and best way to put it, the pond is going into the finished stages. It won't be long before it's finished. All right, see how we're doing as far as filling it up. Anticipation always basically gets to me. I don't know if you guys can see it, where the water level is. I'm gonna say we got it. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a success, right? But hey, I don't want to sound cocky. I want to explain while this is filling up why I didn't seam the last run. If for some reason I have to increase the water capacity of the reservoir, I didn't want to have to cut the liner, because what would require then is me pull up this one section of liner and add additional aqua blocks. All right, we're about ready. I'm gonna say we can flip the switch, see where the water level is. All right, let's get that little piece of wood out of there, floating on top.
All right, folks. This next segment, pay attention closely. The wise guy forgot to plug in the spillway pump. And watch his excitement when it all comes together. Let's get back to watching the wise guy in action.
All right, we're about ready. I'm gonna say we can flip the switch, see where the water level is. All right, let's get that little piece of wood out of there, floating on top. All right, guys, I'm excited doing this with you. All right, pump. There it goes. One fountain on. Let's see this come out in real time. Huh. What can be going on? I'm assuming the hose, it's a 1.5-inch hose, is filling up with water. Okay? Let's go take a look. Could be the pump is unplugged. That's what it could be. Alright, come on guys. Let's go see. I got a little stocking over here. That's what it is. Alright, let's go plug it in. Alright guys, I plugged it in. Let's see. Wasn't plugged. There it is. Yes! Yes! I don't know why I get excited. It's just another project, but I like how it spills out. Oh man. Mrs. Wise Guy in California, but we'll send her by iPhone. Yeah, check that out. All right, look how it's flowing. Yeah. All right, let's turn off the, let's keep filling this up. Take a look at the level. I don't know, actually, I don't know why I get excited now. I must love, I don't know, home improvement or new construction. I just like it when the projects go accordingly to plan. Look at that. Yeah. You know, this is what I'm going to say. That's a 3,000 gallon pretty much pump. We might bump it up to a 5. You know, put some serious horsepower into it, because when we put the river rock in there, I want to see the water and hear it, right? And no big deal. So, like I said, the pump in here, okay, I'm keeping things in budget, right? But that's only a 3,000 gallon. All right, I think we're going to increase it. Let's see what Mrs. Wise Guy thinks. All right, check it out, man. Just flowing like a champ. We want this to fill up, because what we want is when we drop the river rock, right, we want to see water above the river rock. So we're just going to keep filling it up. And like I said, the true test is we don't want it overflowing the banks. The water has to stay in the pond. Look at that. It's a nice little fountain. The window, look, it's windy always over here. Anybody watching the Wise Guy channel Backyard Project, that wind just faces something else. But overall, I am really satisfied. I can't wait to see what Mrs. Wise Guy thinks about it, right? Because after all, I made this for her. At this point, as it fills up, I'm looking at it. I'm totally confident, right? Not really too concerned. This was a success with the calculations as far as how many aqua blocks. I want to say a big thank you to the guys at Mud Monster over here at basically Albuquerque. They were pretty much a help, right? Even in the calculations of this, it was their idea to test it. They're kind of also the ones that put a little bit of a doubt in my basically mind, right? Because what they kept on saying is when I shut off the spillway, whatever water is left from that point coming here, we don't want it to overflow. I appreciate the concern, but how many gallons can it be? I think no way, no how. Pretty much we're ordering in the river rock and wrapping this thing up and getting on the next phase of the backyard project to call it complete. And for you folks that have been following the channel and you see that break, I actually shut down on this, right, March the 22nd. Right, we're in June right now. I went off to go do another project, right, based on her. Let me go show you. There's a development down here, Richmond Homes, right? As they're marketing, right, their homes, there's a buy down at 3.99. We have a house that we would like to pretty much, I'm gonna call it piggyback. See about jumping onto their marketing. It's in the same neighborhood right over here, and pretty much I had to go over there and pretty much do some construction work, get it ready. We're gonna go ahead and bring you over there, I don't know, tomorrow, run a video, show you how we pretty much stage and set up a house, because my business is in new construction. All right, check out where the water level is. We're still good. We're still good. I want to see that water level definitely above those aqua blocks. Naturally, we don't want it base deep. I don't know. We don't want it. This is the vault, right? The house of pumps. I like to keep it the water level within the vault. The best way to put it. Anyway, as I was telling you about, I'm in new construction, right? So I had to go over there, roll outs, finish up the garage, match the interior, tidy up the place, stage it, right? Get our pretty much team, our realtors, right? The house is on the market. Like I said, we'll run a video, I don't know, tomorrow, show you, and you'll pretty much see how the Wise Guys, that's me and Mrs. Wise Guy, we've always pretty much, I don't know, first the property ladder thing, and then whatever the market's doing, because we're always being commercially aware, right? Mainly me, I bought my first house when I was 19, but Miss Wise Guy was a fast learner. She picked up on it. She's always been a great help. But we've been flipping homes since pretty much the housing bubble burst back in '08. As well, doing home improvement. All right, guys, it's looking pretty good right now. As you see, the water is starting to pretty much cover up the aqua blocks. And you see how much room we have right here? Here's my fingers, right? So we still got another, whatever, 4 inches. We're looking pretty good. Because like I said, the goal is when we drop the river rock, we want it to be covered in water. And still have whatever room, which I'm so confident, right, that we have it, right, it's not going to overflow the banks. Now as it's still filling up, let me tell you what's going to happen beside us bringing the river rock in here. We're going to have lighting that will light up the spillway. It will continue all the lighting. Here, I'll show you my hand. The lighting will go all the way through the river, right, underneath the pretty much bridge that I'm standing on. It's all going to be lit up, right? I think Miss Wise Guy bought something like 16 lights, right? And we'll have 4 lights in here as well. And the lighting pretty much comes with multiple colors, okay, and different pretty much functions, like I don't know, mood setting, the best way to put it. So we'll see how it does. Everything was bought on budget. And also I'll say thank you to Amazon. They supplied a lot of, including the spillway, came from Amazon, which was a big savings to us, right? I think that was $200. A stainless steel 3-foot spillway. What a deal. Everywhere else was $500 and something. All right, guys, we're still looking good. As you see, the water level in the vault, you see how it's filling up. All right, here we are. All right, like I said, I like to keep the water level, but you know what? It really doesn't matter. Even if the water level basically goes right to this very edge, it makes no difference, right? It's all looking good. Yeah, might as well show you pretty much the spillway water supply, 1.5" flexible line. All right, here's how we pretty much dive it back into the ground. Put a little slit in the liner, right? That will create no problems. Comes through here, winds its way around the viewing deck, working its way to the spillway. Oh, the wind's kicking up. Let me show you what the view looks like. We're looking at, I don't know if the GoPro basically showing it too good, but we're looking at Richmond Homes. They're doing a great job over there. They're pretty much offering even a buy down rate. I don't know if I mentioned it previously in this video. 3.99 for a brand new home. All right, we're still looking great. Look at the water level. All right, look at the depth. Like I said, we're gonna fill it up to right here. Right here, pop the lid on and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, we're gonna shut this down now. I wanted to fill it up a little more, but what I'm realizing as this level here, which makes me very happy, as it's starting to back up, right, which is a good thing, right? All right, but the bottom line is being it's not seam here, it's bringing water underneath there, right? So we're gonna go shut it down. This was a success. All right, and then we'll run a little more video, all right, showing it what it looks like with the lid on and as we turn it off. All right, we shut off the garden hose, adding water. I want to show you. Okay, we'll bring that level up. And I see over there the vault lid. Let's go walk over there. We're gonna probably, when we're done bringing the river rock in, right, in the next day, right, we're gonna start draining this now, and I'll show you how we're gonna do it. Okay, we'll bring the water level right up to this lid. All right, but let me show you how the easy way of now draining the water below the aqua box. Okay, we got a flush valve. Okay, I showed you guys on the spillway, but look, garden hoses. I don't know if you guys watch our previous videos, our French drain. All right, so all we have to do is crack this valve. Okay, all right, and then to speed it up, we'll shut this off. Okay, now that 3,000 gallon pump in there is draining the tank lickety split. Let's see, can you see it down there? I hear it. Can't see. There it is. See it? All right, we'll drop that water level down fast this way, and then get that area dried up, and we'll pretty much seam it up. All right, that'll be so much for today's video and on pretty much where we're at with the pond and the river. And like always, we want to thank you basically for following along with us on the Wise Guy channel. All right, guys, it's the next day. We're doing the last seam. Let me just show you a few pointers, right? Or you could say all there is to know, what's crucial. You could go on YouTube and they'll recommend doing a board. I mean, you know, different strokes for different folks, but with this type of application with the V and the river, this is the simplest way. First of all right, you want to mark out with pretty much a permanent marker where your seaming material goes, and also have a center line. See the center lines, right? That's going to be the starting point right here. And then, okay, what we did was we wanted to make sure that our liners don't move, right? So just use double back tape. Simple as that. All right, so then all you have to do is pretty much take some primer, right? Swab it on. I'm just going to use a little scuff pad, right? And anyway, I was saying, GoPro shut it off all of a sudden. Low battery. Anyway, pretty much start from the center line and work it up. One side, and then go the other side. Pressing it down with your hands, keeping it as flat as could be, and within the two lines. All right, we'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. You guys see I'm stretching too. That's it, guys. That's simple. Let's do the other side. All right, so after I pressed it with the hands, I like to come back with a little rolling tool, okay, and just work it, making sure we've got a nice tight seam. All right, so what's happening now, we're waiting for the river rock to be delivered today, and we'll immediately get on that. We'll show you basically how we're going to get it installed. We're going to do a little pre-wash on it, so this way when we turn on the fountain, our water's not cloudy. And when we're laying it, we're going to show you how we're dealing with these folds, right? We don't want them lifting up. We got a simple, easy solution, but we'll show you once that basic material gets here and we start laying it down. All right, we've been working on our folds, right, on our liner. This is what they look like after we apply the tape. We're using some Gorilla basic waterproof patch and seal material. It works underwater, use indoor and outdoor. It's easy breezy. All we do is lay it out, okay, like so. Peel back off the protective backer, and it pretty much locks our underlayment folds in place. Let's get back to work on the backyard pond. Alright guys, I just showed you how to keep it simple when you're tidying up your folds, locking them down in place. Alright, we got 2 more to go. Let's knock it out so we can maybe get some of that. It's called Coyote Brown. It's a 4 to an 8-inch rock material. Maybe we can get this base covered up before it gets dark. Let's get back to work on the backyard pond.
Folks, we want to thank you for watching this long video. This video will help guide you on installing the pond liner, which is the most important aspect in building a pond. We're going to end with showing you the pond 99% completed. We just need to add the top on the spillway and it'll be finished.
Alright, I'm going inside. Wise guy out.
Thank you for watching. We hope you join us on the upcoming videos on our backyard project. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. And like always, we'll see you on the next video.